Hey you guys, I don't know who needs this video, but Spirit would not let me sleep, okay? I had done my whole skincare routine, put my lip balm on, moisturized, everything, and I cannot go to sleep until I get this off my chest. And this does not happen very often to me. Like, it's okay to have boundaries and be like, yo, I will write this down and do it in the morning because I have to go to sleep. 99% of the time, that's how I am. And my intuition, my spirit guides, whatever you want to call it, it's respected. However, here we are. Jealousy versus envy. Jealousy is a normal human emotion, and it can actually be a healthy one if you know how to channel it and use it the right way and transmute it. Jealousy is either feeling threatened that something you already have, someone may be trying to take away from you, sabotage, destroy, whatever. Or it's also just that microsecond of wishing, like, damn, I wish I had what they have, right? And I've always been this way. Like, I might see something that I like, that someone else has, right? And I can have that, like, damn moment, but I'll snap out of it. Because number one, I reassure myself that I will have it one day, especially if I'm meant to have it. And number two, I look at them and try to figure out how they got there without being too nosy and overbearing, But I take that route. And that's, in my opinion, a healthy way of dealing with jealousy. But it's when you don't catch it and you don't have that thought process down pat that the jealousy turns to envy. Envy goes from that much jealousy, right? And then it turns into, okay, I wish I had what they have. I don't feel like they deserve it. I'm going to try to take it away from them, from myself. This can be trying to take someone's relationship away, money, whatever. Because those are things that, in theory, you can take for yourself, right? Not that that's right, but this is how bad people or disturbed people think. Like, damn, she just won the lottery for like 20 grand? And I'm her best friend and she trusts me with her life? I can go in there and take that. That's how these psychopaths think, right? And then say that they can't take it. Then it turns into, I don't think you deserve it. And since I can't take it for myself, I'm going to destroy it. Because in my mind, I am now the vigilante of planet Earth, and I get to decide what you deserve. And in my mind, I have decided that you don't deserve that. And these are micro calculations most of the time that leads to a spiral of obsessive, dangerous envy that is not good at all. So jealousy and envy, in my opinion, are two very different things, but they start in the same place. And we all have blessings in our life that either we worked very hard for, or that were given to us at birth, or just by happenstance by God, Spirit, your higher self, whatever you believe in, or both. Because on some level, even the things that we were born with, we have to work hard to maintain. Beauty, you need to do your skincare routine. You need to drink lots of water. You need to eat as healthy as you can. You need to stay away from stress, smoking, and the sun. Because free radicals, aging, collagen, collapse, all that, right? Like, there's steps that you have to take to maintain even the things that God gave you. Same thing with your spirit guides. I love mine more than words. I respect all good spirits, but when I think about mine, I'm like, damn. God gave me a good hand. And he did. Or they did. But I can't just say, oh, well, so-and-so walks with me. So-and-so has my back. I don't need to do anything else. No, you have to work to maintain that blessing. But this person can't put all that together because they are so caught up on why you have it and they don't, why they think that you don't deserve it but they do, and in the end how they can destroy it if they can't take it for themselves. That is like the psychological and spiritual breakdown of envy. And it's a very dangerous energy. But in my opinion, in my experience, it's only dangerous spiritually when you have that person close to you. Physically, that's a whole different thing. Strap up, protect yourself, get security cameras. But from a spiritual perspective, which is where everything starts, if you are around someone every single day that is envious as fuck over you, and that energy keeps building and building and building, and you're interacting with them every single day, or on a pretty regular basis, you can be wearing 50 evil eye charms and have an evil eye tattooed on your forehead, and you will still feel the negativity and experience the negative energy that having that destructive, envious crap around you brings to you. Because you have them willingly around you. If it's somebody on the internet or somebody you haven't talked to in a year or two that has no real justified reason to hurt you and take the good things in your life, you have that barrier. You have that space, right? If it's somebody that you are around, like a best friend, or even a partner, or a family member, it can really derail your life. And sometimes we're stuck in situations, domestic violence. I will never be one of those women that tell domestic violence victims to just leave and condemn them because they just won't leave. Because I understand that there are so many layers to that trauma, and normally it's financial. It's financial and it's physical. So there literally has to be a plan that woman has to go through so that she can get out. She has to have a safe place. She has to have finances in order. She has to have physical protection. Right? So I understand that part. But the bottom line is, if you are in a situation where you are being forced to be around people that you know are envious as hell over you, you need to make a plan to get out. And men can be jealous of women too. Heterosexual men can be jealous of their partners. And vice versa. And when it gets to the point where it's so bad and their energy towards you is just straight up destructive wishes, and you're connected with your spirit guides, It is going to be like spiritual sirens going off in your life. They will make it so loud and so apparent to you that we gotta regroup, we gotta reroute, get the hell out. Oh, that rhymes. Look at me. Because these blessings that you have that aren't always tangible, right? They've worked hard to give you, and you've worked hard to maintain and receive in the first place, in some way. If it's something that the good Lord gave you at birth, you still have to do something to maintain it. And that can be anything. That can be your beauty, your energy, your sweetness, your resilience. Your resilience to be sweet. Your resilience to not turn into a shitty person. And not be so hardened. People are jealous of that. There's men out there, and I dated one, and I can tell y'all this. Actually, I dated a few. But the worst one, this is the reason I will not date men that are less than 5 years older than me. Especially at the age I am now, I will not date a man under 30. Because when they always say 27, 28, that's like one of the roughest ages. Because a lot of people are going through their Saturn return at that age. And they don't know how to handle it if they're not equipped. And there's men who are jealous of your beauty. Because they might feel like you're so far out of their league. And it might seem like at first, like, he's so grateful to have you, right? Because to the world, he might be a 4, and to him, you're a 10, and he just is so enamored, but eventually that wears off, and they start getting jealous. Because they don't think that they deserve you. So what are they going to do? They're going to try to level. Leveling is when someone, and narcissists do this a lot, when someone hurts our, like, ego, we either try to build ourselves up or tear them down. So he's going to try to bring you down to a level that subconsciously he feels like he's at. Because you being up here and him feeling like he's down here, it's too much of a disconnect for him. And with toxic people, especially in relationships, the things that they love about you in the beginning, if they're not doing the work to heal, and they're unevolved, and they're stagnant, those will be the things that they try to take from you later on, and resent you for. I remember I had this, she was my best friend, honestly. I met her when I was 12. And we've been friends for like 10 years. By the time that my dad passed away. And when my dad passed, I was seeing her a lot more frequently in person. And at the time, I mean, I was doing my little spiritual stuff, my candles, my affirmations, but I wasn't like really working on it. But I'm a Cancer, so my intuition's always been like that. But at that time, my intuition was very unreadable to me. And I remember when my dad passed and I was around her, it was this overwhelming feeling of, she's jealous of me. Because, thank God, I still had blessings and good things happening around me at that time. And in my mind, in my spirit, out of my grief, none of that crap mattered. Because my world had just fallen apart. Because I had lost the person that I loved the most in this entire world. That was all I could see. So when she would be around me and I could just feel it, it didn't make sense in my mind, so I gaslit myself. I was like, she's not jealous of me. Look at me. I'm crying all the time. I lost my daddy. I gotta move out on my own now. I have to be an adult. Y'all, when my daddy passed away, I had to become an adult overnight. Because he died very unexpectedly. There was no preparation, no warning. So, the second his heart stopped and he hit that floor, Nikki had to grow up. So I was like, why would she be jealous of that? She still has both her parents. She still lives with both her parents. But that's not what she was jealous of. She was jealous of all the other good things happening around me. Because my dad had certain things in place. Even though it was unexpected when he died, he had certain things in place to make sure that I would be okay. And God bless him for that. And she was jealous of that. Maybe she felt like her parents didn't really love her, like they would not do that for her if that happened. Who knows? So anyway, I kept seeing her for a while after he passed, and the feeling just got overwhelming. And every time that I would say something good, like, oh, I just got this, or oh, I just did this, or I'm going out with this guy and he's doing this for me, like a reflex, she would come back with some kind of like combating negative remark, like questioning me almost. Like, why would you want to do that? Or why would he take you there? Why, that's not that nice. Like, just, and I finally confronted her about it. And I just kept getting so overwhelmed that I had started my spiritual journey, and I realized I was a medium and I was making contact with my daddy and my ancestors and stuff. And I remember I was like on the fence. I'm like, I've been friends with this girl for 12 years. No, it wasn't 12 years, it was like 10, because I was 21 and 22 at the time. 10 years minimum. I was like, I've been friends with her for a decade. I met her when I was a baby. I don't want to throw that friendship away. And I go to sleep one night, and I had a dream. This girl and I had actually gone to Miami for my 21st birthday, and obviously we went on the beach, and I was done up. Like, I had my hair done, my makeup done, because it was Miami, so obviously. And this dream was like a bird's eye view of that day that her and I went to the beach. Because I was wearing the same bikini, hair, makeup, everything. And I'm laying on the sand like this with my eyes shut, like I always do when I'm tanning. Just enjoying my life, enjoying my birthday trip. And I see her in the dream. She gave me the worst side eye, literally. The worst, evil, envious, malicious glare I have ever seen in my life. I will never forget that dream. And my spirits, my higher self, when everybody is basically showing me, like, look, Miha, this is what happened when your eyes were shut. And then I woke up, and I thought about it. And I started putting all these things together. Like, this girl, she went to school for photography, like college. Like, she would take pictures of herself and her other friends, and it would be the most beautiful, poised, posed, artistically put together pictures you had ever seen. Like, she knew how to take good pictures of anybody doing anything. And, like, when we would do things together, especially in Miami, like, I was feeling myself. When she would take my pictures, my nephew, a 2-year-old, could have taken better pictures with his eyes closed, with the phone upside down, than this girl did. And it was on purpose. And I knew this because I had also brought another friend with me. And so she was also taking her pictures, and they would turn out amazing. You know, perfect lighting, perfect angles. And mine would be Myrna. It's little, but not so little stuff like that lets you know. And that's what I'm talking about, like the spiritual sirens when this envious energy is around you, because your spirits are trying to get your attention and be like, get them out of your life. Because it's dangerous to have people that are super envious of you around you. And we can chop it up to like, oh, they're just insecure. Oh, they don't love themselves. You know, take it as flattery. Okay, that's very surface level. But why would you want to have someone around you that can't even get past that? Because when I'm, like, if I'm out somewhere, like when I go to Linux in Atlanta, right? Linux and, what's the other one? Damn it. What's that really nice mall in Buckhead? It's not... Fuck. Is it Linux? I think it is. It's got, like, Louis Vuitton and, Saks and all those different designer stores. Because I used to go there and get stuff. You know, I see people in, like, nice cars and stuff, and sometimes I would, like, talk to them, or they would eventually start talking to me, and in a respectful way, I would, like, kind of ask them, like, how did you get there? Like, what's your story? And if they are nice enough to share a little bit, take it, especially if you're young. Like, if you see a woman that is 10 or 20 years older than you, and from the outside looking in, she's in a good position in her life, and she energetically seems happy, because if you watch my content, you're probably spiritual and intuitive, so you can kind of tell if somebody's happy or not. Like, we can get a little bit deeper than the surface level. And just talk to them. That's the right approach to being jealous. Not spiteful and destructive, and because that shit will eat you alive. And you have to keep it away from you. And you can feel it too. Like, I'm not someone that is afraid of the evil eye. I'm aware of it. It's just like nuclear bombs or parasitic diseases or anything very bad and potentially destructive that could really hurt all of us, that none of us are exempt from. Acting like it doesn't exist isn't going to help you. It's not going to make it go away. So you have to find that balance between, you don't want to ignore it, but you also don't want to be obsessed and paranoid about it. And how do you do that? by being empowered, by learning how to protect yourself, because that's going to give you confidence. That's why I'm not afraid of it. Because I can sniff it out like that. Because I had a lot of people in my life that were like that, and I especially had this one friend. So I know what that tinge and that pull in my tummy feels like when that energy is around me, and I'm like, oh. And you don't have to have this long, blown out, knock down, drag out fight about it with this person. I mean, you can if you want to. I don't recommend it. But you can just distance yourself, cleanse yourself, protect yourself. If you're in a situation with this type of person that you kind of have to be in for a while, start working on getting out. Whatever that means to you. Get a 3D physical plan together. Take those physical steps and also do spiritual work to back it up. And in the meantime, pay attention to that feeling. Because it'll come again later down the line. It's nothing new. It's just part of life, but it's not something that you should ignore because it can destroy you if you're not careful. And jealousy is a slippery slope. There's a reason that the evil eye, symbolism is ancient, but it's still here. Because it's withstood the test of time and people know that it's real, how to protect themselves, all of that. And when you're wearing evil eye talismans and stuff, pay attention to who you're around when it breaks. That can be being in person with them, it can be on the phone with them, or even just thinking about them. If they've kind of been giving you that ick feeling lately, and you're sweeping the floor, and you're just thinking about it damn, I think this person's jealous of me or wants to hurt me in some way. I really don't want to see them tomorrow. And then your bracelet breaks. The bracelet caught the energy, but you need to do something if you can. So, I don't know who this was for. If you feel like it's for you, you don't have to tell me. I'm just doing the Lord's work. If you want a reading because you feel like you have someone like this in your life and you need clarity and guidance, message me, text me, and we'll figure it out. Because I have no patience for it. And I'm going to tell you another reason why I don't have patience for it. Because I have seen the worst of it. When my dad died, the amount of jealous motherfuckers. And they had been around me for a while, so it's not like they came out of the woodwork. These were people, mostly women, that I had had in my life for years, if not my entire life. His death brought out the worst in these women because of the things that they were jealous of in relation to me. And it was the most heartbreaking feeling because you feel alone, you feel like you're not being heard, you feel like, god damn, I'm going through this shit and y'all are being petty and jealous. This is not the time. I saw how deep and destructive and demonic, if you want to call it that, this energy is. It's not something that you want in your life. Not to be afraid of it, but why would we want problems in our life? We go through enough crap already just being humans. Like, why would you want to add to it? Why would you want to enable it? Minimize the bullshit. And that's why I have such a just no tolerance for people like this. Because I have women in my life that if I have women close to me, it's because I appreciate them for who they are. Well, anybody close to me, but I appreciate them for who they are. They help me grow. I enjoy their company, and they have something that pushes me to grow into the woman that I'm trying to become. That's what relationships are for. Same thing with men. There's attributes that, I'm not gonna say all of them, but a lot of the guys that I've dated have that I would love to work on. Some of them are very charismatic. Extremely. They can sell you something like that. They can be very manipulative. But when they use it for the right reasons, when they're just at work selling their product or their service that's really not hurting anybody, and they can sell it like it's nothing, I appreciate that. That confidence is sexy. There are some of them that are very disciplined and structured. Nikki does not have that. Nikki is a forever erupting fountain of water. But I've come a long way, so I'm just all over the place, honestly. Some of the guys in my life, they're very emotionally supportive in a masculine way. And I would like to be more emotionally supportive, because sometimes I can be very cold. It's just, with my moon placement, it's to be expected, to be honest. We all have people in our life that ideally push us to grow, and sometimes it's just by them being them. And it's the best feeling in the world when you can look at somebody and be like, you know what? I love you so much. And a big reason that I love you is because you make me want to be a better person. Genuinely. That is so fulfilling. And now that I know what that feels like, to have those fulfilling relationships, I don't want that other crap. And people are not, well, sometimes they're jealous of you for who you are and where you are. But especially when you're young, they're jealous of you because of where you're going. Even if you don't see it, even if you don't see your potential, they do. If somebody is really envious of you and really trying to drag you down when you haven't done really hardly anything to them, it's because they see something good in you. Why would you want to tear somebody down that's not shit? You wouldn't. You wouldn't really care. Right? Like, because they're already nothing. So there's really nothing to tear down. They're just a shell of a human being. There's nothing to work with. But someone that's got good potential, for whatever it may be, some people are just going to hate that and want to take it from you. And if they can't take it from you, they will want to destroy it. Because they have decided that they are their own vigilante. And that's not how this shit works. I'm sorry. And this is coming from me, and I'm very big on, like, if somebody deserves a can of whoop ass, go ahead. But if you're actually a good person and you know that, you don't deserve somebody trying to police your blessings. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, what was the time, date, and location when God himself came down and appointed you as director of Nikki's blessings? Do you have screenshots? Like, hello? Never the fuck again. And there's a lot of things you can do energetically to protect yourself, but I'm telling you, the most powerful spell or protection magic you can do from these types of people is remove yourself. And if you can't, start getting a physical and spiritual plan together so you can remove yourself. And in that process, because you're walking further, like, towards that goal, you're also walking further away from them. And they might put up a fight for a while, but eventually, hopefully, y'all will just disconnect energetically. So, what time is it? 2:52? I don't know who this was for. I don't know. God bless you. Stay safe. Don't be paranoid, but protect yourself. You know, the whole nine. I'm gonna go to sleep because I'm trying to, like, be a normal person and not go to sleep at 3 a.m. anymore. And I'm trying to not be a night owl anymore. Because at some point, I have to grow up and be like the rest of the world. So, you know, might as well start today. So again, if you need help protecting yourself, even if you need someone to, like, help you get the spiritual plan together, I will do that. And I will help you find resources physically, especially if you're in a domestic violence situation or something, whether it be with a boyfriend, a husband, a family member, any abusive situation. I will help you with that. Just text me, get a reading, and we'll do it together, because I want y'all to be safe physically and spiritually. Okay? I love y'all. Good night.